baba. Urusirele Monghadi Messia baba. Selamo yo halalela.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome to another episode of Daily Tonic in the Word right here on GC Creative. And I remain your humble host, Daniel Feslan Yahusha. And we are continuing from here. We stopped at the book of Yahusha, that's the book of Joshua, chapter 6. And it says, And now Jericho was straightly shut up because of the children of Yasharel. None went out and none came in. And Yahuwah said unto Yahusha, See, I have given into your hand Jericho, and the king thereof, and all the mighty men of valor. And ye shall compass the city, all ye men of war, and go round about the city once. Thus shall you do 6 days. And 7 priests shall bear before the ark 7 shofars of ram's horns. And the 7th day ye shall compass the city 7 times, and the priest shall blow with the shofars. And it shall come to pass that when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when ye hear the sound of the shofar, all the people shall shout with a great shout, and the wall of the city shall fall down flat, and the people shall ascend up, every man straight before him. And Yahusha the son of Nun called the priest and said unto them, Take up the ark of covenant, and let 7 priests bear 7 shofars of ram's horn before the ark of Yahuwah. And he came and he said unto the people, Come on and compass the city, and let him that is armed pass on before the ark of Yahuwah. And it came to pass, when Yahusha had spoken unto the people, that the 7 priests bearing the 7 shofars of ram's horn passed on before Yahuwah, and blew with the shofar, and the ark of the covenant of Yahuwah followed them. And the armed men went before the priest that blew with the shofar, and the rearward came after the ark. The priests go on and blowing with the shofars. And Yahusha had commanded the people, saying, Ye shall not shout, nor make noise with your voice, neither shall any word proceed out of your mouth, until the day I bid you to shout. Then shall ye shout. So the ark of Yahuwah compassed the city, going about it once, and they came into the camp and lodged in the camp. And Yahusha rose up in the morning, and the priests took up the ark of Yahuwah, and the 7 priests bearing the 7 shofars of the ram's horns before the ark of Yahuwah went on continually and blew with the shofar, and the armed men went before them. But the rearward came after the ark of Yahuwah, and already produced. Rearward, okay. The priest going on and blowing with the shofar. The 2nd day they compassed the city once and returned into the camp. So they did 6 days. And it came to pass on the 7th day that they rose early about the dawning of the day, and compassed the city about after the same manner 7 times. Only on that day they compassed the city 7 times. And it came to pass at the 7th time, when the priest blew with the shofar, Yahusha said unto the people, Shout, for Yahuwah has given you the city, and the city shall be accursed, even it, and all that are therein. to Yahuwah only Rechab the harlot shall live, she and all that are with her in the house, because she hid the messengers that we sent. And yea, in any wise, guard yourself from the accursed things, lest you make yourself accursed. When ye take of the accursed things, ye make the camp of the Asherites a curse, and trouble it. But all the silver and gold and vessels of brass and iron are consecrated unto Yahuwah, that they shall come in the treasury of Yahuwah. So the people shouted when the priest blew with the shofar. And it came to pass, when the people heard the sound of the shofar, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat, so that the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city. And it came to pass, and they utterly destroyed all that was in the city, both men and women, young and old, and ox and sheep and ass, and with the edge of the sword. But Yahusha had said unto the two men that had spied out of the country, go into the harlot's house, and bring out thence the woman and all that she has, as ye swore unto her. And the young men that were spies went in, and brought out Rachab, and her father, and her mother, and her brethren, and all that she had. And they brought out all her kindred, and left them without the camp of Yasharel. And they burnt the city with fire, and all that was therein. Only the silver and the gold and the vessels of brass and iron they put into the treasury of the house of Yahuwah. And Yahusha saved Rachab the harlot, and her father's household, and all that she had. And she dwelt in Yasharel even unto this day, because she hid the messenger which Yahusha sent to spy out Jericho. And Yahusha denied him at that time, saying, Cursed be the man before Yahuwah that rises up and build this city Jericho. He shall lay the foundation thereof in his firstborn, and in his youngest shall he set up the gates of it. 27. So Yahuwah was with Yahusha, and his fame was noised throughout the country. Chapter 7. But the children of Yasharel committed a transgression in the accursed things. For Achan, the son of Carmi, and son of Zavdi, and the son of Zerach, of the tribe of Yehuda, took of the accursed things, and the danger of Yahuwah was kindled against the children of Yasharel. And Yahusha sent them from Jericho to Ai, and which is beside Beth Aven, and on the east side of Bethel, and spoke unto them, saying, Go up and command the country. And the men went up and viewed Ai, and they returned to El Yahusha and said unto him, Let not all the people go up, but let be about 2 or 3 men go up and smite Ai, and make not all the people to labor with her. And for they are but few. And there went up thither of the people about 3,000 men that fled before the men of Ai. And the men of Ai smote of them about 36 men, for they chased them from before the gate even unto Shevraim, and smote them in the going down. Wherefore the heart of the people melt and became as water. And Yahusha rent his clothes and fell on the earth upon his face before the ark of covenant of Yahuwah until the evening. He and the elders of Yasharel and put dust upon their heads. And Yahusha said, Alas, O Adon Yahuwah, therefore have ye all brought these people over the Yarden to deliver us into the hands of the Amorim to destroy us. Would to Elohim to destroy us. Would to Elohim we had been content. We have been content and dwell on the other side of the Yarden. O Adonai, what shall I say when Yasharel turns their back before their emotions? And for Canaan, for the Canaanim and all the inhabitants of the land shall hear of it, and shall environ us around, and take off our name from the earth. And what will you do unto your great name? And Yahuwah said unto Yahusha, Get you up, wherefore lie you thus upon your face? 11. Yasharel have sinned, and they have also transgressed my covenant, which I commanded them, for they have even taken of their accursed things, and have also stolen and dissembled also, and they have put it even among their own stuff. Therefore, children of Yasharel could not stand before their enemies, but turned their backs before their enemies, because they were accursed. Neither will I be with you anymore, except ye destroy their cause from among you. Up, sanctify the people, and say, Sanctify yourself against tomorrow. For thus says Yahuwah Elohai of Yasharel, there is an accursed thing in the midst of you. O Yasharel, you cannot stand before your Elohim. You cannot stand before your enemies, until ye take away their accursed thing from among you. In the morning thereof, therefore, you shall be brought, according to your tribe. And it shall be that the tribe which Yahuwah takes shall come according to the family thereof, and the family which Yahuwah shall take come by households, and the household which Yahuwah shall take shall come man by man. And it shall be that he that is taken with the accursed thing shall be burnt with fire, he and all that he has, because he has transgressed the covenant of Yahuwah, and because he has wrath fully in Yasharel. And Yahusha rose up early in the morning and brought Yasharel by their tribes, and the tribe of Yehuda was taken. And he brought the family of Yehuda, and he took the family of Zarkim, and he brought the family of and he took the family of Zakim, and he brought the family of Zarkim man by man, and Zavdi was taken, and he brought his household man by man. And Akan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zavdi, the son of Zerach, of the tribe of Yehuda, was taken. And Yahusha said unto Akan, My son, give, I pray you, glory to Yahuwah Elohai of Yasharel, and make confession unto him, and tell me now what you have done. Hide it not from me. And Akan answered Yahusha and said, Indeed, I have sinned against Yahuwah Elohai of Yasharel, and thus have I done. And when I saw among the spoil a goodly garment of Shinar, and 200 shekel of silver, and a wedge of gold, of 50 shekels weight. Then I coveted them and took them, and behold, they are hid in the earth in the midst of my tent, and the silver under it. So Yahusha sent messenger, and they ran unto the tent, and behold, it was hid in his tent, and the silver under it. And they took them out of the midst of the tent, and brought them unto El Yahusha, and unto all the children of Yasharel, and laid them out before Yahuwah. And Yahusha and all Yasharel with him took Achan the son of Zerach, and the silver, and the garments, and the wedge of gold, and his sons, and his daughters, and his oxen, and his asses, and his sheep, and his tent, and all that he had, and they brought them unto the valley of Achor. And Yahusha said, Why have you troubled us? Yahuwah shall trouble you this day. And all Yasharel stoned him with stones, and burned them with fire. After they had stoned them with stones, and they raised over him a great heap of stone unto this day. So Yahuwah turned from the fierceness of his anger. Wherefore the name of that place was called Emek Akor unto this day. Wow. Can you see that? Just what he might think I just did and no one knew. Yahweh saw it. Yahweh even brought him out. And when the judgment will come, he was burnt. Not even just him alone. He committed the sin, but he made the judgment also reflect on his sons, his daughters, and all that pertains to him. That I tell some people sometimes the error you make, it might not fall on only you alone. It will also fall and affect those of your own household, which is not right. Which is not right. Now we are in chapter 8. And Yahuwah said unto El Yahusha, Fear not, neither be dismayed. Take all the people of war with you, and arise and go up to Ai. And see, I have given into your hand king of Ai, and his people, and his city, and his land. And you shall do to Ai and her king as you did unto Jericho and her king. And only the spoil thereof and the cattle thereof ye shall take for a prey unto yourself. Lay you an ambush for the city behind it. So Yahusha arose, and all the people of war, to go against Ai. And Yahusha chose out 30,000 mighty men of valor, and went them away by night. And he commanded them, saying, Behold, ye shall lie in wait against the city, and behind the city, go not very far from the city, but be ye already. And I and all the people that are with me will approach unto the city, and it shall come to pass, when they come out against us, as at the first, that we will flee before them. For they will come out after us till we have drawn them from the city. For they will say, They flee before us, as at the first. Therefore we will flee before them. Then ye shall rise up from the ambush and seize upon the city for Yahuwah Elohim will deliver it into your hand. And it shall be, when ye have taken the city, that ye shall set the city on fire, according to the commandments of Yahuwah. Which shall ye do? See, I have commanded you. Yahusha therefore sent them forth, and they went to lie in ambush and abode between Bethel and Ai, on the west side of Ai. But Yahusha lodged that night among the people. And Yahusha rose up early in the morning, and numbered the people, and went up. And he and the elders of Yasharel, before the people of Ai, and all the people, even the people of war that were with him, went up and drew near, and came before the city, and pitched on the north side of Ai. Now there was a valley between them and Ai, and it took about 5,000 men and set them to lie in ambush between between Bethel and Ai on the west side of the city. And when they had set the people, even all the host that was in the north, that was on the north of the city, and their liars in wait of the west of the city, Yahusha went that night into the midst of the valley, and it came to pass, when the king of Ai saw it, that the haste arose up early, and the men of the city went out against Yasharel to battle, he and all his people, at a time appointed before the plain. And he knew not that there were liars in ambush against him behind the city. And Yahusha and all Yasharel made as if they were beaten before them, and fled by the way of the wilderness. And all the people that were in Ai were called together to pursue after them. And they pursued after Yahusha, and were drawn away from the city. And there was not a man left in Ai or Bethel that went out, that went not out after Yasharel. And they left the city open and pursued after Yasharel. And Yahuwah said unto Yahusha, stretch out the spear that is in your hand towards Ai, for I will give it into your hand. And Yahusha stretched out the spear that he had in his hand towards the city, and the ambush arose quickly out of their place, and they ran as soon as he had stretched out his hand, and entered into the city and took it, and hasted and set the city on fire. And when the men of Ai looked behind them, they saw, and behold, the smoke of the city ascending up to heaven, and they had no power to flee this way or that way. And the people that fled to the wilderness turned back unto the pursuers. And when Yahusha and all Yasharel saw that the ambush had taken the city, and that the smoke of the city ascended, then they turned again and slew the men of Ai. And the other issued out of the city against them. So they were in the midst of Yasharel, some on this side and some on that side, and they smote them, so that they let none of them remain or escape. And the king of Ai they took alive and brought him to Yahusha. And it came to pass, when Yasharel had made an end of slaying all the inhabitants of Ai in the field and in the wilderness wherein they chased them, and when they were all fallen on the edge of the sword, until they were consumed, that all Yasharel returned unto Ai, and smote it with the edge of the sword. And so it was that all that fell that day, both men and women, were 12,000, even all the men of Ai. For Yahusha drew not his hand back, whither he stretched out the spear, until he had utterly destroyed all the inhabitants of Ai. Only the cattle and the spoil of the city, Yasharel took for a prey, took for a prey unto themselves, according to unto the word of Yahuwah, which he commanded Yahusha. And Yahusha burnt Ai, and made it a heap forever, even a desolation unto this day. And the king of Ai he hanged on a tree until evening. And as soon as the sun was down, Yahusha commanded that they should take his carcass down from the tree, and cast it at the entering of the gate of the city, and raise thereon a great heap of stone that remains unto this day. Then Yahusha built an altar unto Yahweh Elohai Yasharel in Mount Aval, as Moshe, the servant of Yahuwah, commanded the children of Yasharel, as is written in the Sefer of the Torah of Moshe, an altar of whole stones, which no man has lift up any iron, And they offered there on ascending smoke offering unto Yahuwah, and offered peace offering. And he wrote there upon the stone a copy of the Torah of Moshe, which he wrote in the presence of Yasharel, children of Yasharel, and all Yasharel and their elders and officers and judges stood on this side of the ark, and on the other side beside the priest of the Levim, which bore the ark of covenants of Yahuwah, as well as strangers, as that we were and that and sorry, as well as the strangers, as he that was born among them, half of them over against Gerizim, and half of them against Mount Ebal, as Moshe, servant of Yahuwah, had commanded before, that they should bless the people of Israel. And afterwards he read all the words of the Torah, the blessings and the cursing, according to all that was written in the Sefer of the Torah. There was not a word of all that Moshe commanded which Yahusha shall read not before all the assembly of Yasharel, with the women and of the strong one and of the little ones and the strangers that were conversant among them. Shalom, shalom, shalom. I remain your humble brother, Daniel Lion Yasharala, and I am here to speak to my fellow Mashpaka out there based on the coming movie project which I'm trying to work on. We all know that the enemies actually be able to deceive our people through the means of visuals, even though the wrong depiction and every other thing through the wrong depiction. And right now, we are here on the mission to correct the wrongs which are given to us. We all know that when it comes to communication, the easiest way to assimilate faster is based on what you see and what you hear at the same time. Because sometimes what you hear you might forget, but whatever you see in accordance with what you hear, it saves up in the mind. That is why I'm trying to come up with this movie, to see how I can use this movie to wake our people who are right here in Nigeria. It's high time we have to wake our people up, because enough is enough for the deceit. And remember, if the scripture itself says that if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? Which simply means to wake our people up, we need to go down to the foundation, going down into historical breakdown to unfold some lies they're given to us. Because don't get it twisted, right here in Africa, our people have been deceived in religion that anyone who comes up to speak differently or speak against the white Jesus, they make them to believe that they are the Antichrist. So we will not come out in that same format. Right now we are trying to come out with a different perspective. We're trying to come out as a movie to show our people the wickedness of the white men from the very start, to prove to them that they are not called Nigerians, but they are actually the true descendants of the 12 tribes of Yasharel. And remember, before we can be able to get things fixed, we must firstly fix the mind. So I'm here to solicit to all my arts, all my coaches out there, to make this movie a success. I need your support. I need your support in prayers, support and supplies for all we need for production. Because I'm sure you know, if I'm actually to go and produce some wicked movies under Nollywood or Hollywood, they will give us the support we need. But we are trying to do a righteous assignment right here. We only need ourselves to get things done. That's why I'm here today to solicit to all my brothers out there. I need your support to make this movie project a success. In the information you can see right now on the screen, you can choose to send your support through that means, and we will honorably appreciate every support that's been sent to make this movie project a success. So with this, I say thank you to the Rabba Mashpaka and to the Rabba Yahuwah as well.
For sponsorship, advert placement, please call or WhatsApp this number +234 811 731 0928.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. So let us go to the concluding part of today's class. Now we are in chapter 9. And it came to pass, when all the kings which were on this side of the Jordan, in the hill and in the valley and in all the coast of the great sea, over against Lebanon, the Kittim and the Amorite, the Canaanite, the Perizzite, the Kivi, and the Jebusi, heard thereof, that they gathered themselves together to fight with Yahusha and with Yasharel with one accord. And when the inhabitants of Givon heard what Yahusha had done unto Jericho and to Ai, they did walk willingly and went and made as if they had been ambassadors, and took old sacks upon their asses, and wineskins, old and rent, and burned up, and old shoes and clothed upon their feet, and old garments upon them, and all the bread of their provision was dry and moldy. And they went to El Yahusha unto the camp of Gilgal, and said unto them and to the men of Yasharel, we have come from a far country. Now therefore cut ye a covenant with us. And the men of Yasharel said unto the Kivim, perchance ye dwell among us, and how shall we cut a covenant with you? And they said unto El Yahusha, we are your servants. And Yahusha said unto them, who are ye, and from whence come ye? And they said unto him, from a very far country your servants are come, because of the name of Yahusha Elohika. For we have heard the fame of him, and all that he did in Mizraim, and all that he did to the two kings of the Amorim, and that were beyond the Jordan, to Kishon the king of Keshbon, to Sikon the king of Keshbon, and to Og king of Bashan, which was at Ashtaroth. Wherefore our elders and all the inhabitants of our country spoke to us, saying, take victuals with you for a journey, and go to meet them, and say to them, we are your servants. Therefore now cut ye a covenant with us. This our bread we took hot for our provision out of our houses on the day we came forth to go unto you. But now behold, it is dry and it is moldy. And this wineskin which we filled with were new, and behold, there be rent. And these our garments and our shoes are become old by reason of the very long journey. And the men took of their visuals and asked not counsel of the mouth of Yahuwah. And Yahusha made peace with them and cut a covenant with them, but to let them live. And the prince of the assembly swore unto them. And it came to pass at the end of 3 days, after they had cut a covenant with them, that they heard that they were their neighbors, and that they dwell among them. And the children of Yasharel journeyed and came unto their cities on the third day. Now their cities were Kevon and Kephira and Beeroth and Kiriath Jearim. And the children of Yasharel smote them not, because the prince of the assembly had sworn unto them by Yahuwah Elohai of Yasharel. And all the assemblies murmured against the princes. But all the princes said unto all the assembly, we have sworn unto them by Yahuwah Elohai of Yasharel. Now therefore we may not touch them. This we will do to them. We will even let them live, lest wrath be upon us, because of the oath which we swore unto them. And the princes said unto them, leave them, let them live, but let them be hewers of wood and drawers of water unto all the assembly, as the princes had promised them. And Yahusha called for them, and they spoke unto them, saying, wherefore have ye beguiled us, saying, we are very far from you, when ye dwell among us? Now therefore ye are cursed, and there shall be none of you be freed from being bondmen and hewers of wood and drawers of water for the house of my Elohim. And they answered Yahusha and said, because it was certainly told your servant how that Yahuwah Elohai can command his servant Moshe to give you all the land and to destroy all the inhabitants of the land from before you. Therefore we were so afraid of our lives because of you, and have done this thing. And now, behold, we are in your hands, as it seemed good and right unto you to do unto us do. And so did he unto them, and delivered them out of the hand of the children of Yasharel, that they slew them not. Last verse 27. And Yahusha made them that day hewers of wood and drawers of water for the assembly and for the altar of Yahuwah, even unto this day, in the place which they should choose. Wow. God is the most high for that. And I'm sure you all actually enjoyed the class. You saw how Yahuwah was giving children of Yasharel victory. They said that even the other nations already knew that they will soon become killed, because every nation that Yahuwah asked them to go and invade, they go there and destroy it utterly. But they will actually have to play the wise one and say, we prefer to be slave and stay alive than to be in our land, and you come there, you kill us all, as I will be commanding Moshe to do unto the other nations. So with this, I will make it a wrap for today's episode, and Yahweh will see you again tomorrow to continue from where we stop on this show. I remain your humble host, Daniel Feslan Yashural, and with this I say shalom and bye for now.